Now we're back from outer space. Hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. I do this every time, I just never show it. Good morning, you guys. My name is Alex, and I like to share about all things skincare, food, and health to help you find clearer skin and live a healthier life. Today, I wanted to tell you about how I makeovered my office, this office. And I do have notes here because I could not for the life of me keep all of this information in my head, so I will be referencing those. So I really wanted to make over my office because I am spending most of my time at home now, and my office I was trying to make content, make creative things, and I was having such a hard time because I didn't have a functional space to be able to do those things. Originally, there was a full-sized bed in here that was a guest bed that we never used. Even before quarantine and all of that stuff, we used it about once, maybe twice. But it ended up being a dumping ground. We ended up just kind of putting random stuff there, and my office space slowly started. There's a fly in this room. I'm going to murder it. It's sufficiently murdered. I killed it with a rattan coaster. They have multiple uses. The biggest thing that I knew needed to happen in this room was the fact that there was that large bed there, and I needed to create a lot of space. Where you guys are sitting is right in the middle of the bedroom, to be honest with you, and right in the middle of where the bed used to be, which means that I didn't have any room to do all of the things that I wanted to be able to do. I sat down and really thought about how I needed this room to function as well as what I wanted it to look like. Because this will be a creative space, I did want it to look pretty, wanted to be able to film and take photos, and also be surrounded by things that I love that inspire me to make more stuff and to do work and to be productive. I needed an area to write and edit content. We had already built me a desk inside the closet area. I also, again, needed areas to film and take photos. And the biggest thing that I kept coming back to in all of the categories was that my solutions would be solved with more space. Because I wanted to work out in this area, wanted a little corner where I could put all my workout gear. I wanted more space to be able to work on projects like sewing project, craft project, filming projects, review projects. Now, off camera, early in the morning, one day, I just woke up and said, I've had enough. And I moved the guest bed out. We will be selling it or donating it soon. And if you are somebody who does need a guest bed, like you have nieces and nephews over, that kind of thing, in the future, I think that we will get a day bed. There are ones from IKEA that I was very interested in, and that would be another thing that I could add into my office that would actually look good. I could incorporate it, use sheets and bedding and stuff that matches, because most of the time I'm the one who's gonna see it, and I can also use it for filming and stuff like that. So you don't have to have a strict specific guest bedroom if you don't have that many bedrooms. I started drawing some pictures. These are not perfect pictures, and they do have scribbles all over, but this is what I was thinking initially, and I pretty much mimicked this idea. I used furniture that I already own and elements and things that I already had in my office in those drawings to try to make it so they would fit and work in the space. If you are completely starting from scratch, new home, new area, first time you have an office, anything like that, I would definitely suggest going to Pinterest. I can leave my Pinterest linked below as well if you like my style. And I would suggest, if you're like low on space, like if you're trying to make it a guest bedroom / office, that you put your desk in your closet. As long as you don't have to use that closet, it really is amazing. So items that, furniture and stuff that I knew I had to remove that bed. I also had my old desk, which is actually behind me right now. And then I had this bookshelf, and I knew that I needed to buy one thing. And because this room does not have a lot of storage, since I want to keep the space open and I wanted to use the closet for the desk, I decided to go buy a $70 storage cube. Mine was from Target. It's white. I think it looks amazing. You can get different colors depending on your style. There are also different sizes. I looked at different companies like IKEA, and for me, I don't have an IKEA near me, so I would have had to pay for shipping, and honestly, they were more expensive than the ones at Target, so that's why I went with those. I also waited to get any storage cubes to go in them until I knew what I would need, and it turns out that I didn't need any cubes. And then because I wanted to make kind of a feature wall or a filming area, I drew that out. And that's where we are right now. I wasn't initially sure how I was going to set up these pictures, but I do really love the way they turned out. I might make a few adjustments as I go, but I think overall it looks really great. And then I intentionally put this on the opposite side of my window, so that way when I am filming or taking pictures, I get some really good natural light. I don't have any extra lighting or anything like that set up. This is just all natural light. Alright, so I wanted to give you guys some progress updates. It doesn't look like progress. This is the it gets worse before it gets better moment. So this is what we got. Told you it gets worse before it gets better. So a lot of this stuff I will move right now. Some of this stuff doesn't belong in here. Some of it is garbage, which I'm going to be taking out soon. And then once I get all of the stuff that doesn't belong in here, that's when I'll those are sewing patterns. So I'm going to fold those up, put those together, organize the sewing stuff that's all over here, figure out different buckets for different things. And yeah, I found a plate. So yeah, I think we are so freaking close. And I do want to point out that as you clean, declutter, organize a space, that it's not always cute. And there are spaces, pretty much almost all of my house at this current time, that isn't cute. I have 2 dogs and I have to vacuum the house almost every day. It's not always cute. I think something that I realized when I was decluttering this is how it could be challenging if you weren't motivated or up to the task of doing things room by room. And I know that when you think of decluttering your house, it makes you feel better if it was all done at once, but that's not always realistic. So start with one room and bring all of the things that don't belong in that room to another room. And that's exactly what I had to do with this room, because I had a lot of random stuff in here, and I still have things that don't necessarily belong in here, stuff that I want to donate, stuff that I want to get rid of, but they're kind of tucked away so I can get to them, but they're not in the way. And with those random things, you schedule days or a day or a couple of hours or 15 minutes, and you work on that area until you feel like you're done. I happen to have a whole day that I could dedicate this room, but that's not always the case with the rest of my house, or with really big messes like our basement. Hate the basement. Don't want to spend that much time in the basement. Alright, so I have been using this room for a few weeks right now. So far I've kept it clean. Does need a little bit of a vacuum. And something that I didn't do that I will be doing with my husband when we have a day that we can, and we will take a day, is going through our papers. I do want to do a paper declutter. That I won't film. I think that's a personal thing. So that's something that I'm really trying to work on, is keeping paper clutter at a minimum. I'm terrible at this though. So as much stuff as I can keep digital, I do. And then again, working on that. I do love having physical pictures and stuff like that, so I will probably end up having photo albums and things, because it's nice. I like it. But yeah, this has been a really budget-friendly, high-impact declutter, cleaning up situation. I use this room almost every day, and I love that it's clean, it's done, and I can just come in here and have a great time and not have to worry about decluttering or mental stress or anything like that, because the space isn't finished or has random stuff in it that doesn't pertain. And I also do my workouts in this room. That was a really big thing. I have a little area where I can do my workouts, and I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up so I know to keep making content like this. And if you liked this video and you want to see more from me, hit the little subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification button if you want to be notified every time I post. I hope to see you guys back here this time next week for a new video. Bye!